The Constituency Development Fund is a decentralization initiative that allocates funds from the central government to each constituency for developmental projects aimed at addressing local challenges. The primary goal of increasing CDF is to ensure that communities directly benefit from essential services, including clean and safe drinking water, maternity wings, school desks, and other necessary educational infrastructure. Chawama constituency, located in the southeastern part of Lusaka district, comprises 5 wards. All 5 wards in Chawama have benefited from various components of the CDF. Youths, women, and vulnerable groups have been empowered. Several community projects such as road construction, water reticulation, sanitation, and the building of school blocks, health centers, and police posts are being implemented in Chawama constituency. One of the significant community projects underway in Chawama is the paving of roads. Many roads in the constituency were in a poor condition, and as a result, over 7 kilometers of roads in Koloma Ward 1 have already been paved.
We've opted to focus on the roads because previously, even when I was a councillor here, we had started with the paving of the roads. So we wanted to finish that because that's something that the community itself has prioritized.
The way we have done it, it is perfectly, and people are happy, and it is passable. People are even busy passing vehicles and so on and so forth, because previously the road was impassable. So now we are very happy. Even the community at large, they are happy.
The community in Chawama constituency has expressed their gratitude to the government for the road improvements, praising the enhanced accessibility and overall quality of life.
Pano pamene nilili ligulisa maveji, but pamene wenze wakaliboti konzera lodi, sinezo gulisa free penzo nkhala matikado tivinyarara, so sinezo nkhala okondwera. Koma panthawi zino ndino okondwera chifukwa pali kilina natikonzerako lodi, tienda bwino, tinghala bwino.
Vatukonzera rodi, vaikamo myala, lero vatuikira muna tumapani buriki, awe tutasha kuri wakansala wanayimirirako kuno, nikuri ma presidenti, awe tawapa saure mu maningi. Mulungu adarise vachita chintu chikuru.
This road has helped a lot of people in terms of movements. When someone is sick in these communities, these roads were very impossible, especially during rain season. And this area where you have come, it is the most difficult area which each and every year that comes, you would hear about floods. You'll be hearing about floods. So a lot of houses normally submerge in water in this area. So including the road network. So this road, after it was constructed, it has really eased the movement of people. It has really eased it has helped members of the community as a pathway to various workplaces and also school-going children, deliveries of foodstuffs in the community. So it has really helped.
In Chawama Ward 3, specifically in John Howard compound, the government through CDF has constructed a drainage system to mitigate flooding in the area.
I just want to urge the community to take care of this infrastructure. And especially when it comes to roads, we have issues of floods in this constituency. There's a lot of garbage that goes in this, in the drainages. So I want the community to refrain from throwing garbage in the drainages.
To improve the lives of residents in John Howard, the government has constructed a maternity ward at Bomola Clinic. This facility now serves the people of Bomola and surrounding areas.
We are happy with the coming up of maternity ward because it will definitely help our mothers, because John Howard compound, it has got a catchment population of over 30,000, of which 22% are supposed to be childbearing age group, and we expect 5.2% to be delivered every year. So it will definitely decongest Chawama, as well as people used to move from here up to maybe let's say Chilenje, but this time it is not going to happen like that. We are very happy with the coming up of the labor ward.
Our community members have been finding issues and difficulties, especially where accessing these maternity things are concerned. Yeah, and of course we believe that once this project is commissioned, it's going to help a lot, because and also it's going to decongest the Chawama main hospital there, because that's the only facility which has the maternity wing in the constituency.
Furthermore, a mother's shelter has been built at Bomola Clinic, providing a safe and clean place for caregivers and expectant mothers who travel from distant areas to stay. Security at Bomola Clinic has been significantly improved with the construction of a perimeter wall funded by CDF. Bomola Clinic now has access to clean drinking water thanks to a borehole funded by the government through CDF.
Basically, we're doing what it is that the people want us to do. If they've prioritized roads in that particular ward, that's what we're focusing on. So for John Howard, they wanted a road and a clinic. And we've been able to work on that. At least it has started.
At Chawama Level 1 Hospital, a new and larger mortuary is under construction using CDF funds. The current mortuary is too small to meet the needs of the large population in Chawama constituency.
When it comes to health sector, also there we have done quite a number of projects, especially when it comes to mortuary construction, maternity wings, as well as mother shelters, and just to rehabilitate these health posts that were dilapidated across our constituency. So there we are running very well in terms of progress, and you may wish to know, as you have seen in the field, in terms of road sector, we have been paving, not just grading, we have been paving our roads and also doing the drainages. So you'd see even the flooding in this constituency was not as much as in the past. So quite all right, we are still doing more depending on what communities are submitting before us. But believe you me, the increased CDF has done wonders to us as operatives, as well as the recipients in our communities, the users.
In the Lai ward, the government is constructing an admission ward and a maternity ward at Freedom Clinic. These new structures will improve healthcare access for local residents, allowing the clinic to operate 24 hours a day.
As you can see here, there are two structures. One is an admission ward, the other one is a maternity ward. Through people's submissions, they're the ones actually who identified these projects, because they saw it fit that these two buildings, they are very vital to the community. When we talk of Relay Ward at large, we had way back one building at the health post, but this is when it has actually been expanded to a clinic.
We are so grateful to have the building located in this place. From the time I came, 2015, our community has been finding it difficult to access the services like inpatients when they are sick, and they need to be admitted and they need continued treatment. So they have been going to other facilities like Kafue district. But as now, we are very happy to have the building the inpatient built in our facility. And for the maternity ward, I've been a midwife here since 2015, and we have had a challenge in the attendance of antenatal because our mothers prefer to go to the nearest where they are offering delivery service. So this time, this facility has been built here, the labor ward. It will help us to raise our indicators because all our mothers will be coming here to access antenatal services and also deliver here at the Freedom Center. So we are so happy to have the labor ward built here and also the inpatient. And we'll be able to work 24 hours because patients do not choose what time to get sick. They get sick at any time. So each time they'll be coming here, they will be assessing the service.
This is just a health center. So health center has limited services. Actually, they knock off the health workers here, they knock off at 17 hours. So in the night, we have no clinic. So we thought of improving it so that it becomes a clinic with a wide range of services. So we started with the admission ward so that the patients can be admitted. That will actually help our officers to work throughout. It will be 24 hours once the ward admission starts working. And then we also have a challenge for our mothers in labor. When they go to game clinic, the nearest referral place is Kafue. When they go to Mount, they referred to either Chawama or UTH. So you can see the distances. This is in Chilanga here, though we're under Chawama, but we are next to Chilanga. So our women used to travel from here to Chawama, either UTH or Kafue. So with this maternity wing, maternity ward, meaning that our people who have access, who have this service near to them. So these people are expecting, when they're about to give birth, they can easily walk to this place.
With the increased funding from CDF, vulnerable secondary school pupils in boarding schools are being supported through school bursaries. A team from Lusaka City Council recently visited Southern Province to check on the progress of students sponsored by CDF in both boarding schools and skills development programs.
Here in Southern Province, we are specifically here to check on the learners that we've sent under secondary school bursary sponsorship. And let me take this opportunity to tell everyone out there who has a child who is vulnerable without sponsorship that there is that allocation under Constituency Development Fund. Right now, we've got very few learners under that component. We are encouraging even those with the vulnerable children, the orphans, and their own children, if they are struggling to pay. Let them approach the local authority. Let them come and approach the local authority who will explain the procedure to them.
The Casa Boys Boarding Secondary School in Kafue districts, where several pupils from Chawama constituency are benefiting from the CDF bursary program. The school management at Likasa Boys Secondary School has expressed gratitude to the government for the sponsorship, which is helping pupils achieve their educational goals.
We want to appreciate the government for coming up with the aspect of CDF, which is actually helping the school cushion on certain challenges that actually the school is faced with. Particularly, we want to speak on the Lusaka City Council, which has learners who are actually sitting under the sponsorship. And the Lusaka City Council has the highest number so far, because the school has 8 learners that are actually sponsored by CDF. And out of 8, Lusaka City Council has 4 learners. And these foreigners have been paid in full. In other words, Lusaka City Council actually is up to date with in terms of payments.
The pupils at Likasa Boys Boarding Secondary School have also expressed their thanks to the government for the opportunity to continue their education. They are excited about their bright futures.
I thank the government for paying for me and CDF.
I would love to thank the government for choosing me, for them to pay for me school fees, and I promise to be a good boy, and I promise that I am going to bring good results.
Thank the government for paying for my school fees under CDF.
CDF has also sponsored pupils at Namalundu Secondary School in Kafiwe Gorge. The management at Namalundu Secondary School is grateful for the support the government provides through CDF.
Coming to what CDF has done to this school and the government at large, I would say we have 102 boarding girls. Out of these, we have 46 who are sponsored by the government. That is the CDF. I would say CDF has really helped to improve on the learning part of the pupils. Before CDF, we used to find some challenges where some pupils would come late to school. For example, we open on Monday, maybe some of them would come even 2 weeks later because of the challenges which they had, where maybe parents would find the challenges to raise the money to pay for the school fees, especially the boarding part, because the CDF is, in this case, is for feeding the learners the 1,000 kwacha. So that's a challenge which the learners used to face.
The pupils sponsored by the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, are deeply grateful to the government for the opportunity to receive this support.
CDF, it's helped me to buy something to pay school fees, because it's hard as for me to pay school fees. Really say appreciate to go and move on to help us to pay school fees.
Rusangu Secondary School in Monze District, Southern Province, is a grant-aided school run by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The school has greatly benefited from the secondary school bursaries component of the CDF.
In terms of the CDF at Rusangu Secondary School, we have from all over our country now about 200 people that are benefiting from facility of CDF. We are so excited with this number. There are so many benefits that the school has enjoyed with the coming of the CDF in our school. Some of the benefits which we have enjoyed as a school is increased enrollment. Other people are supposed to be outside the catchment area in terms of schooling, but thank God through CDF, they have been taken care of. And so enrollment, before CDF, we are at 800, now we are at 1,000. And so to us, this is a plus. And so the numbers increased in terms of enrollment. Again, also, when we look at the children reporting back from holidays, it has also improved coming to school. What used to happen, children could be delayed to come because they could be looking for money from parents and guardians. But now, day one of opening, children are full in the school. And this enhances learning to take place easily. When children week one, they are there. And all this is attributed to CDF. The general morale of children, because of CDF, has gone up, is quite motivated. Even to say the least, our pass rate now in the school has increased.
The pupils sponsored by CDF are grateful to the government for giving them the opportunity to study at Rusango Secondary School, which is considered one of the best schools in the country.
I'm appreciating the government for what they're doing for me, and I would like them to do this to other pupils.
St. Mark's Secondary School in Chawama District, Southern Province, is another grant-aided institution operated by the Anglican Diocese of Lusaka. The Chawama constituency has sponsored several pupils at St. Mark's through the CDF Secondary School bursaries component. The management at St. Mark's is pleased with the government support, which has enabled many students to access quality education.
Ever since CDF came in, we noticed that a lot of local pupils now are able to attend because they are being supported by CDF. And that is a very positive thing for the community that hosts the school. At least now they have a privilege of getting the quality education that comes from mission schools like ours. Further to that, I think the default rate when parents were the only ones paying for school fees was quite high. I think in terms of the default rate, I think we were losing in the region of about 35% of our income because pupils were not able to pay. But at the moment, that default rate in terms of payment has gone down, I think, to below 5% or thereabout. So meaning that now the school has enough disposable income to be able to meet the various needs of school operation. So to a large extent also it has reduced the stress on the parents. In the past we would get situations where a parent comes to your office and they are asking to pay in kind, and what is that thing they are offering? Maybe a cow, maybe a goat. And you know what that means for people of Southern Province. That's basically their livelihood, and they would give it up for school. At the moment, we are not facing that because the government has taken up that burden through CDF and ensuring that our pupils are getting the education, and the farmers, the local farmers, are able to retain their livestock for their continuity in terms of livelihood.
This CDF has helped me a lot because they have been paying school fees for me and they have helped me facilitate myself at this school. I would just like to thank them for helping me and wish that they could continue. This government should continue the CDF.
Jase Girls Secondary School, also in Chawama District, is another grant-aided school where the Chawama constituency has sponsored pupils under the CDF Secondary School bursaries component. Jase Girls is run by the United Church of Zambia, UCZ. The school's management appreciates the government's contribution, which has helped many girls afford a quality education.
The issue of enrollment, increase in enrollment, in itself is an indicator that the CDF is actually a game changer in as far as the enrollment is concerned, and also retention of pupils in schools is concerned. For those that were vulnerable and could not access support of this nature, actually enjoying their stay in the school because their parents do not have to worry for where they are going to get the school fees for their pupils. Suffice to say that unlike government schools where the boarding fees are 1,000, we have seen that response from the various councils to pay the school fees which are beyond the 1,000, which is being paid in government schools. Just like I said, this is a grant-aided school. And the government, through the Ministry of Education, guided on the parameters within which school fees must be charged for those attending schools other than government. So we are charging, in some cases, more than 100% of what is being paid in government schools. And the various councils are meeting that obligation. Yeah, so it is a game changer, and we appreciate that it is there. And also wishing that it is amplified and it remains, because it has impacted positively in as far as the attendance and enrollment is concerned.
I'm being sponsored by CDF under Chawama, and I also thank the government and the committee that may this program extend.
Chawama Secondary School, located in Chawama District, is a core education institution offering boarding to both boys and girls. Chawama Constituency Development Fund has sponsored a number of pupils at Chawama Secondary School to help them access this vital education.
CDF came on board about a year or two ago, and currently we have about 584 children under CDF. It's a game changer. It has brought quite a number of kids that would have otherwise dropped out of school, but thanks for the sponsorship they're getting through CDF. And so far, yeah, we can confirm it has been a game changer. It has helped to keep a lot of children in school. 584 is not a small number for Chawama Secondary School. And I believe this is across the province. You have this kind of numbers in schools. And so it's true, it's a serious game changer, helping to keep a lot of kids in school. We have some kids that have been vulnerable, would have otherwise dropped from school if it was not for CDF. But they are in school now, and we appreciate that kind of a gesture which has come through the sponsorship of these young ones, and they have been made to be in school. Otherwise, it would have been very, very difficult for them.
Thank you for CDF sponsoring. Yes, my parents are no longer stressing about paying for me for school fees. Yes, I thank you for the government for sponsoring me.
The Constituency Development Fund has also sponsored pupils at Pemba Secondary School in Pemba District, Southern Province. The school's management is extremely grateful for the support provided by the government.
Currently, our enrollment is at about 1,128 pupils. So out of that number, we have 352 pupils under CDF sponsorship, cutting across 8 councils or so. So CDF has come at the right time in that it has helped to alleviate the burden that most parents encounter. As a school, we have greatly benefited under CDF in that, looking at this number, we have assured payments out of the total number. Say parents will definitely not struggle to raise the funds. So we are very thankful to government for that gesture, and through the various councils who have identified the would-be recipients.
I would like to thank the government for helping my parents, because now they are stress-free. And I would also want to thank the government for helping us who are in need of them to help us. And I also urge them to help other ones as well. Thank you, because you've made our parents' life a bit easier for us who are in need. So I want to say thank you to the government for helping us.
Thank you for the government helping me this education. If it wasn't for the government, I would have been in grade 10 right now, but thanks to the government for helping me.
The Constituency Development Funds of Chawama Constituency has also sponsored pupils at Zimba Secondary School. The management at Zimba Secondary School is happy for the CDF funds which government is giving the school through the CDF sponsorship of pupils.
We are really grateful to the government intervention in terms of CDF bursaries for secondary schools, because this one has really helped the learners. Before the introduction of CDF bursaries secondary school, we've had a lot of challenges in terms of parents paying for their children in terms of boarding fees, because Zimba is a rural district, so our catchment really is rural, and the parents, most of them are peasant farmers, so they had difficulties in supporting their children. So most of the children are vulnerable. And as a school, we had problems in terms of soliciting that money from parents. So we had a lot of defaulters among the parents, part payments, others would fail to pay. So we had challenges in financing the school activities at that time, because most of the parents were finding that difficulties to pay school fees at that point in time. But with the introduction of CDF bursaries secondary, we saw that the number of parents defaulting in terms of paying school fees has drastically reduced, because most of those whose children are not on CDF, they are able to pay for their children with less difficulties. So that has really helped to retain most of the pupils in school, where they are able to concentrate on their learning activities. They are not worried of being chased away from school because they have not paid.
The pupils being sponsored by CDF are grateful to the government for this sponsorship.
I'm under CDF, Chawama constituency, and I just want to say that I'm very grateful to the government for sponsoring me. It has helped my parents a lot, and I'm grateful to the government for that. I also hope that it can also help other kids who are vulnerable out there, that they may also be sponsored by the government, and I'm very grateful for that.
Hillcrest National STEM Secondary School, located in Livingstone, the tourist capital, is another school where Chawama constituency has sponsored pupils through the CDF Secondary School's bursaries component. The school management is grateful to the government for making it possible for many boys to receive a quality education.
Talking about CDF at this school, we really appreciate the program, because it is supporting our vulnerable children in the first place. And it has also reduced the number of unpaid school fees, because everyone is now able to pay school fees. It is really a good program for us as a school.
The pupils at Hillcrest are grateful to the government for sponsoring their education, as it has provided them with a brighter future.
I just want to thank the CDF for what they have done for me. And also I want to thank the government and the president for helping the CDF people to sponsor the people who are vulnerable, and also the people unable to pay for their children in paying school fees.
CDF has really helped me, because I wasn't able to pay for my education fees. But due to them, I've managed to finish, and now I'm graduating. And thanks, I hope that these opportunities can be reached out to more people.
The government's major role is to reduce poverty levels across the country. And these Constituency Development Fund projects, including secondary school and skills development bursaries in Chawama constituency, aim to improve the lives of the people in the area.
We are here in Southern Province touring different schools where we have sent pupils in different schools. And we have interacted with the school managements who have put up their recommendation, and also we have also talked to the pupils, and also they have also put up some challenges that they are facing. One is looking at the allocation of the bursary sponsorship, which is allocated to. And this is not it's only about tuition fee, but there are other requirements that the school looks at. We have looked at that, and I think through my committee also we would make some recommendation so that we see how we can improve. In the boarding school, they are feeding programs, and also they have got maintenance. So they have put across that if the payment can be done in good time, and also if we can increase. We know that it's the government that regulates the school fees, but as a committee we also make some recommendations. We have actually interacted with the pupils, and we have picked up that vulnerable children that could not even actually afford to be in a boarding school or even just go to school. But through this CDF component sponsorship, they have now this opportunity that now they have to have opportunity to go to school.
Residents of Chawama constituency now have the responsibility to actively participate in the process and ensure the sustainability of these projects. The government's role is to reduce poverty levels across the country, and these Constituency Development Fund projects, including secondary school and skills development bursaries in Chawama constituency, aim to improve the lives of the people in the area.